Welcome to Alpine School District and this quick tutorial on how to use our IVC equipment, which can be used by Alpine employees seeking to pursue their master's degree from one of the universities in our state. These systems use either the Tandberg C20, C40 series or Cisco SX series video codecs. This tutorial is about how to use the SX series. If you're taking a course in a room with a Tandberg codec, you'll need to watch the other video. Both the SX10 and SX20 series are simply attached to either one or two flat screen televisions that in Alpine most commonly look like this. But since most of these rooms are multi-purpose rooms, the last group to use it may have shut the equipment off. So the first thing you're going to need to do is find the remotes for both the television and the SX codec, which is most commonly either on the instructor's desk somewhere, or if you're using one of our conference rooms, is usually velcroed to the corner of the whiteboard. Either way, use the black remote to turn the TV on, which if you're lucky will get you to a screen that looks something like this, or maybe like this, depending on which room you're in. But most likely you'll be staring at a completely black screen because the last group connected their laptop to the display. In which case you'll need to use the input select button on the black remote to toggle through the HDMI input options until you find the screen you want, which may vary slightly depending on which room and which flat screen you're connected to, but the concept is still the same. When you've done it successfully, as previously stated, your screen should look something like this. The most important thing being that the codec knows it is expecting a call shortly. Our codecs are set to auto answer when the professor calls. So if you don't see a list of upcoming meetings and the monitor looks something like this, or says room available all day, then odds are pretty high you're in the wrong room. And better recheck that email from the university about the time and location of your course. Assuming that you are in the right location and it says what it's supposed to say, you're now ready to pick up the silver SX remote and make two final adjustments. While you're waiting for the class to start, you should adjust the camera position. Do this by using the arrows on the trackpad to navigate around to the different icons on the screen. Then use the center select button to activate a menu. At any time during navigation, you can use the back button to return to the previous menu. Use the small camera icon in the upper right corner of the main menu and the checkbox that says Self View, which toggles on the picture-in-picture self view in the bottom right-hand corner of the main screen. You can then use the same trackpad and plus-minus camera zoom features to adjust the room view. One small but extremely important word of caution: always use the remote. Never manually try to twist the camera. That'll strip the gears, which is a nearly instant and very expensive way to ruin your IVC experience. When you're satisfied with the room view and the camera angle, use the return button to get back to the main screen, where the last thing you'll need to do is designate someone in the room to turn on and off the microphone. Unlike the Tandberg codecs, which have an extension mic that must be placed in the center of the table, the SX series has a built-in microphone, which is part of the main camera. Just talk directly at it. And use the mute-unmute toggle button on the silver remote to speak to your professor at the remote site. The SX series will display a small icon in the center right portion of your screen throughout the duration of the call to allow you to know whether or not your mic is muted. One quick word of caution: note that the mute on-off toggle button is unfortunately located just above the hang up the call button, and if you push that by accident, you'll need to call the IVC department at Southern Utah University or the main help desk at the Utah Educational Network and have them add you back into the call. And the last item is, once the call actually begins, you may also need to adjust the volume depending on who your instructor is and how close they are to the mic by switching back to the original black television remote and using the plus-minus volume controls like you would have at your home. Again, welcome to Alpine School District, and we hope that you have a very successful IVC experience.